Hola, mi gente, and welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, queries, statements, or otherwise, we have multiple ways to be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those that need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is @Skimpod. That is SKIMPOD. That's where I like to fight. For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. That's crunchy being spelled with a K, not a C, otherwise it would be shim. We're available via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Spotify, and a partridge in a pear tree. And of course the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show. And a band plays on here at Skim, and to that end we provide you a podcast, a musical discussion podcast built on a hip-hop foundation. And you know what? It's dope. Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, your host, the Internet's Tayrell713, and me? Well, damn it, I'm the real ODP.
So while we were kicking it, recording some Patreon work, the discussion of French kissing came up. We did a quick Google search, and it turns out that the people of what's the name of it? Bramy French, Bramy, I don't know, some section of France apparently has laid claim to the or has been given that they invented the style.
Do you
of
think
kissing.
they have like one of those signs that when you enter their town, it's like, this town, home of, or the birthplace of French kissing?
God, I would hope so. The French kiss was first known as marachanage.
Are you casting a spell right now?
a term to describe the prolonged, deep tongue kiss practiced by the Marachins, inhabitants of Brittany, France. It dates from at least the 1920s. It is derived from the ideal that the French people are sexually liberated and promiscuous.
Oh, where'd you get
it's
that?
actually the ideal. First thing in Google.
First thing, I got it.
What did you look up?
I looked up who invented French kissing.
Whereas I looked up why is it called French kissing.
Oh, I looked it up and it said, in fact, it was actually once called Florentine kiss. According to the Associated Press, the French kissing came from
mushrooms and spinach.
Yeah, I guess so. According to the Associated Press, the French kissing came from British and American soldiers returning home from Europe after World War I, who greeted their wives and girlfriends as they observed the sexually adventurous French do, with lusty, passionate kisses. So, just like...
So you're
like,
trying to tell me...
I'm so glad you're alive. You made it. You're just, shoving their tongue down this...
It is quite literally the same way we got French fries. Make me them fries like they had in France. Literally, people fries used to be home fries. That's how we used to make, or hash browns. That's what we used to make in America. But they wanted them like they made them in France, which is they cut them thin and they julienne them hoes.
Yeah.
And when these doughboys came home from France, they be talking to them, hey, make them fries like the French make them, mama.
I want them French fried potatoes and mustard.
I like them French fried taters.
So it turns out French kissing is the same goddamn thing. Now.
No, they just started shoving their tongues down their. They gave them a warning first, like, look, this is something I picked up in France. But or it's just like she's expecting a regular kiss, and all of a sudden she's a tongue down her throat.
I mean,
tongues don't reach that far, but you know what I mean.
I don't know that one
I see
lady.
some tongues on Instagram that go pretty deep.
Would you want to kiss a woman that whose tongue could maybe particularly a uvula?
I gotta.
Maybe we have to set limits on how far they can go down.
It was a young lady. Matter of fact, I went to junior high school and high school with her. She could reach her tongue down to her chin. It was nice. It wasn't too bad.
This nigga.
I know, right?
So of course we talking tongue stuff. So you gotta talk tongue stuff. So my man over here was like, "What's going on with Cunnilingus?" And he hit the Wikipedia page.
Because my theory is, or at least what I heard, or I don't know where this belief came from. I thought the French invented it. It seems like the natural progression of things.
And like I said, that's some Christopher Columbus shit. Like, I discovered putting my tongue in your booty hole.
No, the word Cunnilingus itself is what is
What's
that
his
derivation?
origin?
Is it a Latin word? Is it a
Okay, let's see. because it has its own Wikipedia page, and this is the most pornographic Wikipedia page I've ever seen. There's a picture of a girl.
It's not pornographic. It's art and instructional.
Well, that's true. Okay. I mean, why can't it be both, though?
Perception, I guess, is up to you.
You the one who called it pornography.
I didn't call it pornography.
I know when I see it.
Why is it called Cunnilingus? This is not a very helpful. First of all, it doesn't give me the history. It doesn't give me. I know what all this stuff is.
Cunnilingus definition.
It tells me that lesbians consider it a loss of virginity. Well, thanks. That's helpful with Wikipedia.
Also, I have kicked it with a lot of lesbians. I've never heard that.
Can you put your?
Well, I guess. Why would they? So they.
I guess if you give her the old stiff tongue, you can't break her hymen like dagging it in there.
I mean, I'm sure you go knuckle deep, you go break a hymen or two.
I'm talking about like you really getting in there. You put your nose in there too, just going for it. But I doubt it. I don't know anything about having a hymen.
All right, I'll put because the rest of it's like, did Archie die? What's going on in that?
Cunnilingus is a German word, but but it has a Latin root, cunnis, meaning vulva.
Oh,
stimulation of the female genitals using the tongue or lips.
Yeah, and linger, to lick, from the pie root lay.
From pie root love.
So Latin cunnis is of disputed origin because literally gash, slit, from pie, scur, to cut, or literally.
So is that why they call it some cut up?
Sheath from pie, cut no, from root, coup, to cover, conceal. So that is from the good folk in etymology. The Latin properly would mean one who licks a vulva, but is used in English in reference to the action. So the verb cunnilingue is an ancient noun. So Fletcher has lick twat from 1656.
Lick twat?
Lick twat.
That sounds extra bad.
From a dictionary of sexual language and imagery in Shakespearean and Stuart literature.
Where else are for a lick twat?
Cunnilingus was a very familiar manifestation in classical times. It tends to be especially prevalent in all periods of high civilization. Dutch slang has a useful noun, de befborstel, to refer to the mustache, specifically as a tool for stimulating the clitoris.
A.k.a. mustache ride.
Probably from beffen, to stimulate the clitoris with the tongue.
Okay, I can't see. No one's giving me a history here in Wikipedia. It seems like a French thing to do.
Well, I literally just told you it's German, so we know better.
The name is German. The act they might not have had a name for it.
I just don't know why you want to give so much credit to the French.
I don't want to just give credit for the French. I just know that.
He's the type of guy when he did research papers in school. I always cited all his sources.
You know what? Maybe it just comes from the story my dad told me when he was in the Marines back in the day, and he's like.
Since he was a Marine, he can go down longer?
No. His drill sergeant said, you know what? We're in this stupid-ass Vietnam War because the French can't fight worth a shit. All they can do is drink wine and eat pussy.
Maybe you're right.
So his drill instructors told him that, and I said, that must be... maybe I just associated that with, like, oh... My dad told me that story when I was 10, so...
Did you know what eating pussy was at 10?
Well, yeah.
Why is that, Gabe?
Because I lost my innocence.
In what?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Because you were eating
stuff I was watching. I wasn't molested. Jesus Christ, that did sound bad, didn't it?
Bruv. The whole room was like...
No, I was just like, go on.
Oh, yo, welcome to it. Station Milk episode 284.
3, 2.
3.
See, lost his train of thought?
Because
I lost my innocence.
Because your boy was definitely like, I don't fucking know what episode this is. We out here. It's a classic episode. So I'm joined by the man of 1,000 nicknames, daughter's formerly known as Chesterfield Rockwell. It's the 216's own Tatum 216. Hey.
Hey, Mr.
Eat pussy every
Postman.
I'm also over here joined by the suburban Puerto Rican, the last of the Golden Coquis. The man himself is the real ODP.
All right. Since I retired from the future casting game because I wanted to quit while I was on top, I guess I'll just come at you with a random thought. Like, when I was a kid, I always thought it'd be a good idea if I was a professional wrestler to pick a move that I could hit on a dog, just in case I wanted to be like a super ultra heel that gets the crowd booing, and I just grab a dog, throw him in the ring, and hit him with the finishing move.
Wait, hit the person with the finishing move or the dog?
Hit the dog with the finishing move. It's got to be a move I can hit on a dog, because you can't pedigree a dog. You can't bend the first two legs behind its back like that.
Okay. What would you call the move? Like the neuterer?
Well, no, it's not It's not exclusively for dogs, but it's an option. You can hit a dog
Hold
with
on.
the same move.
I'm not trying to poke holes in this, but I'm confused. So you bring the dog down to the ring with you so that you can torture it?
No, I steal someone's dog.
Oh, so all the other people have to have dogs?
I'm the heel.
So the
bad guy for you big time wrestling fans, and I take the baby face's dog which is the good guy for you non wrestling fans again, and I this is what I'm gonna do to you this Sunday, and just hit the dog with the move.
Okay.
We're also joined by.
But you gotta be careful with that because most wrestling fans like their pets more than people.
The pierogi prince of Parma himself. The homeboy Lunchbox.
I believe that name's already taken.
2099. Let him see me in fucking court. I keep a lawyer on my team for a motherfucking reason.
Maybe you can be an archduke.
I know about like 10 lawyers. I've got a whole council.
Oh yeah, bro. We can make a court.
I'm wondering if I should have another drink before we get started.
I mean,
live your life.
You want to split one?
Sure.
Oh,
keep talking.
And me, I'm
I guess
the
I
host.
should drink this blueberry one.
The internet saver.
Since everyone's getting funky.
Yeah, don't forget to introduce yourself.
We out here sipping on some delicious Wild Ohio Brewing tea beer.
Thank you.
Of various
man, this blueberry one is strong smelling.
Of various alcoholic contents. One we drank was 9% by volume. One was of.
Yep. Oh, okay.
That's cool. What's the ABV on that?
6.5.
6.5 on this blueberry. And the cranberry, yeah, that blueberry smells strong.
That's my second favorite one. That's good.
That one.
It's a little winey for my taste. But I also just ate a Twizzler. So it might just be my
you can stir it around.
My sugar palate might be just fucking with me.
Ooh, the blueberry's sweet.
I like that one.
With a tart back end.
That's what she said. We out here, baby.
She said to the French man.
We're at Lunchbox's basement studios doing the damn thing. We get every now and again we come together like Voltron.
Sorry I haven't cleaned, but that's my plan for this weekend.
We
apologize to people who cannot see.
Thank you, Martin Luther King.
Martin had a dream. It's one of it's how we can get the ODP here on mic easier than doing when we record during the week.
Plus, it's a different environment. We're more relaxed, and we don't have the waterfall in the background.
We just stick to the
not pressed for time either. Not pressed for time.
I've been clock watching a lot lately, and I apologize.
You don't have to apologize. You don't know them apology. I don't know. I know it sounds like I'm being like hostile towards you, but I love you people.
You're talking to us or them?
I'm talking to them.
You people.
Like life is grand and glorious because I'm with my mens. We sitting there kicking it. It ain't started snowing yet. I got a 3-day motherfucking weekend.
I have a 2.5 day weekend.
I hit this money, pimping. Because if I could, I would trust.
When you
go. Let me tell you something. Your boy did a taxes the other day. And unlike last year, which was just like, it was just the saddest fucking W2 ever saw in my entire life. And I was like, I know how much I'm supposed to make. And I know how much I brought home. This is terrible. At least what I brought home this year, I was like, that's a much more right number. Hey, man, I have nothing but contempt for the President of these United States. But that motherfucker put cash in my pocket legitimately.
Wow, did T just really say thank Trump?
No. I said that motherfucker put dough in my pocket.
We're going to see him with a MAGA hat.
And I have proof of it in the form of a W-2. I'm like, that is
I'm just worried about the consequences. I'm afraid of getting lost in the shiny nickel, and then 10 years from now, it's like, oh, shit.
Oh, assuredly, this is going to lead to a very shitty time. But you know what? I could be dead. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. But I had that cream in my pocket when I needed it. So I got to go with it for right now.
Unlike T, I say fuck Trump.
Oh. Yo, punching your...
He is going to get so angry for the second time today. You should have saw him at Heinen's.
Woo! Boy.
What happened in Heinen's?
We talking about...
For a brief moment, we was talking about fucking... Oh,
Louis C.K.
Fine, here we go. Spotted T. It's been a long time coming. I'm not about to delve deep in this. It is not even something I want to even just want to get deep on. He was talking about Louis C.K.'s bitch ass, cracking more jokes about how he was jacking off in front of people. This is his new thing. Remember last time you heard about Louis C.K. a few weeks ago he was talking about, the children being murdered in school. Like, he thought that was funny. This time he was like, a way to make people stop talking about you talking about jokes about killing kids is to talk about you jacking off. I consider what Louis C.K. did to be molesting. Box was like, was it really molestation? And
I didn't say it jokingly. I disagree with his use of the word because the definition in my mind didn't apply.
I'm sorry. I stayed out of that lunch, but I had a few drinks in me. And, I don't consider it as molesting. And he fucking asked. I know that he was in a position of power. And the fact that the other people didn't think he was going to do that shit. But I think it's weird that this dude, which he's a fucking dude, if I ask a lady, hey, can I jack off in front of you? And she says yes or something, I'm whipping my dick out. I'm about to jack off.
Cool. Disagree. And that's where I kind of left it at, because it was insensitive to your boy. It was
he was shaking.
It was such fucking. It was like, that can't be good for my blood pressure at all. So I was like, let's just leave that behind.
A part of him had to know, okay, I don't think they really understand
that I want to jack
what I'm
off?
about to do here, but I got the answer I wanted, so I'm going to whip my dick out.
It was...
Because that seems like a question you should follow up with.
It's clearly...
Are you sure?
Also, it is not that he asked everybody. He did ask some people, and then... So
I've only heard about the ones he asked about.
So I guess he had pseudo permission, but the way the stories have gone is, in some situations, he didn't ask. And just like
the ones on the phone and stuff. Like, he was just doing it, and they're like, what are you doing?
What, it was on the phone with each other?
He was on the phone with somebody, and, he was talking to him while he was doing it. Like, that one was, incognito. So, yes, the dude's fucked up. He did some fucked up shit from a position of power. But he also did ask for permission in some of the cases.
Didn't Sarah Silverman say yes?
Sarah Silverman says he regularly jacked off for her, and she cool with it. He jacked off for me all the time. Sarah Silverman is okay with her friends jacking off in front of her. Most of us aren't.
I'm not. I'm going to put that out there.
I'm going to ask, though.
It was the same reason why, I wasn't so, angry about the Chris Hardwick one. Because that one, that just sounded like a woman who went through a shitty relationship and just didn't know how to say no.
She admitted to this such, though. She did say, I should have put up more boundaries, but he was an asshole.
Yeah, okay, see, this is the thing, I know we probably talked about this on the last episode, but when you're getting into a relationship, set boundaries right away. Don't be and I know men and women do this, they put on airs about what they're okay with beforehand, when things are new and fresh, and you don't want to lose the person before it gets started. So you'll be like, yes, it's okay that you don't wash dishes or when we first move in. But then when she don't never fucking wash dishes, it's like, well, it was okay back then. No, tell them no, that's not cool. I'll cook, you wash dishes, or I'll go walk the dog and take out the trash, and you mop and vacuum the floor. You just can't do that because she sounded super ass butthurt. She didn't sound like a person who was really done wrong. She sounded like an ex-girlfriend who had time to think at night when afterwards.
I don't know. Some of the shit sounded borderline abusive.
But, between the two of them, Louis C.K. did some shit that wasn't, kosher. But in some of those cases, based on what they said that he admitted to, the permission thing is like where I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe you didn't feel like you could really say no, but like, you could have said no. So like, I condemn him, but I'm not like.
What I'm going to point out is that people who are often in abusive situations, yes, they could have said no. Oftentimes, we can always say, well, you could have left at any time.
I don't believe in that.
I know, and that's why I feel like, yes, the ability to say no exists, but your whole mind probably shuts down in situations like that. You just be like, I am about to just accept this and just kind of whistle and hope he hurry up and finishes. You know what I'm saying? So I can get the fuck out.
And there was two women in that room right when he did that.
The one comedy show there was.
So it's like it's like, yes, no is possible. No is not bloody likely in those situations.
No,
and also I feel like I said, in abusive situations, walking away and no and so forth are more difficult than we give it credit for. As I'm gonna say as men, I feel like women seem to know better, but oftentimes yes, I know it's enough women out there. I've seen some things women say on Twitter, and I'm like, wow, you are. Wow. So
I just kind of feel
I guess like what's the point of permission then? Like if you ask for permission and you get the permission, and then you do it, why are you condemned for it after the fact?
And not only that, I kind of feel like the word abuse is an ongoing thing.
Okay.
That was like a one-off weird situation with them.
Okay.
Where he asked for permission, and it was just kind of like checking off is one of those weird things, though. Like, it is putting people in a fucked up position. I can agree
that they literally it's almost impossible to escape from. You know what I'm saying? And so I would just never want to do that. Now, as for permission in a situation like this, permission is kind of an active kind of situation. Permission can keep coming, but permission can at least easily be rescinded. And so that's why when it's talked about, that's why believe me, when you want some enthusiastic consent, something like.
But that's for sex, though.
I feel like we're discussing this, and we're talking about this. Like I said, if you got some enthusiastic, I'm happy to be here consent, a good time can be had by all.
When you are kissing or embracing in a sexual way or having cunnilingus, like being enthusiastic is a thing that's involved in that. When you getting a hand job, that's not really an enthusiastic situation.
Bruh, I know you are. I'm going to say that you're anti-handy. But an enthusiastic handy is an exciting situation, bro. I like a handy. I appreciate a handy. Touch my dick, please.
I do like... Nobody's arguing the fact that having your dick touched is a great situation. Anytime somebody else, just like if you go into the store and a friend is like, I'll fucking drive. Yeah, drive. Go ahead. I've been driving all week. Yes, drive me to the store.
I'm never like that. I never want to be the pastor. It's terrible. I get motion sick.
Oh, okay.
And have forever, and I feel bad about that. But I said that's what it is, because then it's like I said, permission is an ongoing thing. It's like, oh shit, okay, oh, we can do that now. Oh, okay, girl. And it's like, that's hype, man. It's like it makes it so much doper when it goes like that. Like I said, I wonder how Louis C.K. would have felt had he had like legitimately like, hell yeah, jack off in front of me, pull that dick out, get to it. Like, or is that even what he wanted, or did he want the you know what I'm saying, the way it would be like.
I mean, like based on the stuff that he said, it almost makes it seem like he enjoyed having the power to ask something that unique and then have the people kind of submit to it and allow him to do it.
Oh, which is why I'm like,
my God, don't crack jokes.
Because I mean, he said some shit about like not understanding his position and things like that, right?
Yeah. And he said he wanted to take time, learn, and come out and be better than that.
That's just something people say when they're trying to damage control.
You know what? You just kind of hope motherfuckers are trying to take time and learn then. As opposed to like, I'm about to make jokes about this shit now. And then people are just like, you jacked off in front of a lady who didn't want you.
I guess though, like in this case, I mean, and like, don't get me wrong. I'm not
that.
sitting here trying to absolve Louis C.K. of things. I'm just trying to look at it from sort of like a devil's advocate perspective.
And the devil don't need no advocates, man. I just feel that.
But
I feel like
the one thing I said when we were at lunch was, like, I can commend him for making an effort to resurrect his career in a way. Not because I think that, like, he deserves it or anything like that. And that was, like, kind of like the last thing I said when you started shaking. Oh, yeah, Smoke Dogs. He's like, Louis C.K.? He's like, I've heard of him.
He jacked off in front of me once.
I said meow, and he didn't understand. He just started going. What up, buddy? What's up, player? Come to daddy. Yeah. What up, baby?
He's the voice of the.
But
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Yeah, he's the voice of Skim.
I wasn't gonna say anything important. That's why I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh no, but no. Getting back to what I was saying. When I said that, it wasn't because I thought that Louis C.K. should necessarily have, like, the height of his career back and all those things. Like, that's not really my decision to make. It was more of I was saying it from a perspective of, I feel like most people in that position would kind of tuck tail and just go into isolation and let it go. But he seems to want to try and move on from it. So I don't think, like, the society at this point will ever truly accept him back. And that's the time. And I'm not saying they should, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that he's, like, willing to go out there and, like, I'm sure people are saying shit to him and that. But they're also, keep in mind, there are probably a contingent of people who truly deep down feel like kind of how we were arguing the devil's advocate point of, he asked for permission, where they really don't feel like he did much wrong because he didn't actually touch anybody.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not like he has, and I'm not asking that he suffers at all. What I am saying is, it ain't like Louis did anything to chill the fuck out or anything like that. There, he disappeared for a little bit, but not really, and then came back on the scene. And was like, yeah, I think I've had my penance now. Here I am back on the scene, and he's selling out shows again. He didn't fucking lose anything. Didn't even fucking miss a beat when you really think about it. And so it is. It's not like here's Louis back trying to make a go at it again. Like, nah, he never stopped, never took a break, never missed. He is on this shit.
I kind of feel like, yes, what he did was wrong, but if he feel like the best way to bring himself back is to do what he naturally did, man, go for it. I'm never going to buy a Louis C.K. Ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I did used to watch his show, but he probably doesn't even have a show anymore.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of has like an RKelly kind of parallel to it a little bit way, right? Where, like, he did the shit, but then he still kept making music. Louis C.K. did this stuff, still trying to do comedy.
And I just like, we just talked about it the other day on the episode before this one, and it's like, So I, years ago, worked in the library and read a Village Voice piece on RKelly that broke down basically tons and tons of women he had basically paid off their families, paid them off to be like, let's keep all this quiet. And I always thought RKelly RKelly's a real piece of shit. But I just kind of was like, man, he makes some jams.
Happy people.
But then, of course, we get to the point now. We you know what I'm saying, this Lifetime shit come down, and it turns out, oftentimes those jams he was making was around or based on like these young girls and young women he was molesting. Smokey, man, you can't be on mic, baby. I love you, but come on. And so I'm like, I cannot fuck with look, Gotham City Remix is my favorite RKelly song.
Featuring strings.
And I can't listen to it anymore.
I removed Ignition Remix and I Believe I Can Fly from my Spotify playlist yesterday.
Because it is, in my opinion, one.
And I feel like a little bit of a hypocrite because I still have the Lost Prophets songs on there.
And that motherfucker was fucking babies, right?
Yeah.
Like, wow. So it's like, I have been attempting, I guess, to like separate the art from the artist and shit like that there. It's a lot of dope Bill Cosby jokes that I really fucking love that we was just talking about the other day too. And it's like, but it's like,
it kills the enjoyment in a way.
It does, because all of a sudden I'm always just thinking, God damn, man, you really raped about 50 fucking women. About that that we are aware of. How many other hoes was Bill Cosby drugging up? RKelly regularly fucking in his fucked up ass, illiterate ass mind, fucks and has a system in place to help him systematically fuck children. And people keep throwing around the word have sex. No, bruh. Sex is a give and take, an ongoing permission. These are children. They can't provide you permission, dog. They can't.
Yeah, I said the other day on Twitter, like, I can't listen to a bunch of love songs that were written for, like, teenage girls.
And you
not as a target audience, as, like, I'm singing romantically to you, 14-year-old girl.
Yeah. And so then you start taking a look back at all that, who pointed out to you, like, you be looking at, like, Keith Sweat little sideways now, and,
Young But You Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck is that? And then, of course, my man pointed out Nappy Dugout, and we actually walked through the lyrics of Nappy Dugout, which is a Nice Cube song, and I was like, yeah, none of that flies. None of it flies.
Yeah, I mean...
She was 17, but she was sexy. He said
Christ.
but. No, that doesn't make it better. Damn it.
Who had that song? She's only 17.
It's Rick James.
Good vault. And that's another motherfucker who did that. So it's like, it is...
He burnt a bitch with a crack pipe.
It was incensing. It got me angry in a way that I'm like, what? I try not to be that angry no more. If we take it back to when Box once upon a time asked me about a phone and I told him to buy an iPhone, he didn't buy an iPhone. He was that kind of angry.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's something I could never be angry about.
Again, that's some shit I got way better about in life. And again,
I remember that too.
I know. I knew you would. But what it is
he's like, I spent all this time telling you all this stuff and you didn't fucking listen to me.
It's real bad. But also, I got to a point where I just don't fight the console wars no more. And but what's funny about that is I see a lot of motherfuckers who really do fight the console wars. And this is why Android is this, that, and the third. And this is why Apple was waiting. I'm like, bro, did the motherfucker make phone calls and text messages? Didn't have that. But it took me time to get
it's like I was talking to him when you guys were upstairs.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point in my life where a lot of the stuff that I used to just dive into and care about, I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah. I am actually mad at myself for the amount of Facebook posts I've done today. It's like 4, and I'm sickened by all of them.
It is,
You sickened by your own posts?
I'm sickened by the fact that I even did it.
That you feel the need to
yeah, because like I do it in the moment, but then like after I do it, I'm like, why did I do that? I don't even care that I wrote that. Like I put a picture up of us doing this shit. I'm like, why?
I put a bunch of videos up on the show.
But I did it on my own personal Facebook.
Oh.
Most of the people on my Facebook don't give a shit that we do this.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will be like, hey, that's cool. I don't fucking know.
Well, your girlfriend's trying to give away the Sour Patch cereal on my I told her that it was gifted to me to do as I see fit.
But there's this patience and this wisdom that comes with it. So I've been off the. Who am I? A 7-year-old man? I've been off Facebook now since Christmas Eve.
I'm so jealous.
I've been off the Facebook,
and you would think. By this point, I'd be like, who needs Facebook? But all I want to do is go in there and post shit. Everything I do, I caught a fucking weird ass Pokemon today. I hatched that weird ass Pokemon today. And I was like, nope. I wanted to go share it in the Pokemon group that we have. I took pictures while I was in DC. I got a ton of pictures from the Smithsonian, from the Air and Space Museum. I got to see a space shuttle in fucking person and damn near cried about it. And all I want to do is share it with the world on Facebook. And get them likes, and I'm still not, and I still just want to do that. And I hadn't been, like I said, I haven't been on Facebook nearly a month as we record this, and it's still just in me. It's in my veins. They have fucked with people's brain chemistry enough to make you think you need them likes, and it feels good when people people go through and like your shit and you're like, oh yeah, and of course they like I said, we've talked about it, that their algorithm works so that. The more people that like it, the more people that see it, the more people that like it. It is literally them. They've injected drugs straight into your fucking veins at that point. what this has to do with Louis C.K. and all this shit is all these life issues that we have and we're going through and so forth is stuff we are trying to be better with understanding, explaining, and not being grumpy about. Like I said, we put the brakes on this conversation at lunch today because it was too much at once, and I was like, "I'm gonna walk away from this right now."
It wasn't even that long of a conversation. It was maybe a minute tops.
Yeah.
And T started violently shaking to the point where I didn't think it was healthy to continue the conversation, so I shut up.
So we all just like
not like I cowered like a bitch, but I literally thought he was gonna snap in the middle of the grocery store.
And it would not be the first time I got loud in that very grocery store that echoes real well. So so again, growth as people. We recognize it, saw it.
Well, yeah, man, and it's not like we were fighting about it.
No,
like,
but recognize that this is going to be an unhealthy expression of this. Let's not bother with it for right now. And I didn't plan to talk about it tonight. I had no idea we were going to talk about it as we made this. But it's nice to talk about it. It's nice to get everybody's point of view, perspective, and be like, okay, I get your point. I can see your perspective. Here's mine, and here why I weigh this way. And I am on that fuck Louis C.K. I'm still not extra good about some shit I've been hearing Aziz Ansari saying in his sets lately. And so I'm like,
what do you say?
He's just been doing some more right-leaning material, is how I word it. And that's fine. Because people grow and change, and when people go through things, like I said, he got Me Too'd in a way that was like
bullshit.
No, because he himself said, I didn't recognize or realize that's what had happened betwixt us, and I apologize for it. He said it happened like just pretty much like she said, and he apologized for it. But the reality of it is that's another one of those situations where didn't really get what was necessary for the situation, which is enthusiastic, ongoing consent. He didn't. The girl did not. The woman did not say, Aziz raped me, but she did say Aziz put me in a situation I felt uncomfortable with after the fact. She said it like that. But everybody immediately leaps to fuck Aziz Ansari, and I'm kind of like, she said what she said.
What you're saying right now is kind of the basis of what I said to you at the grocery store when you started saying that Louis C.K. was a molester.
Yeah.
And I disagreed with you because I didn't feel like that term fit.
Okay,
and that was the only real point of contention I had with what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Which is like
the molestation.
Yeah, just applying action words to something that doesn't necessarily fit to further your anger and shock value.
It probably needs a better turn of phrase then
exactly
to explain.
And that was the only point that I had on all of that was just if we're going to talk about it, let's apply the right phrasing and terminology to things rather than making them in something that they're not just to benefit our feeling.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I believe the Aziz Ansari, what I say is bullshit is because I've been in situations where shit is cool, we talked about it, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't okay after the fact where everything was fine during and after immediately, and we talked and everything was cool, and then it's like, no, I kind of felt bad the more I thought about it, and that's fine. But putting it out there in the world before you contact me, that's bullshit.
It did come off as unfair, because there's no opportunity to respond, no opportunity to say, oh fuck, I didn't even know you felt that way, and he did, and that's exactly what it ended up being. Him saying, I did not realize she felt that way.
That's irresponsible journalism.
Well, she wrote it herself, so it's not really. I don't believe it was a story. I believe it was like a Medium piece or something she wrote herself, right?
No, it was put out in some kind of. It might not have been print, but it was it was an article.
It was an article. Oh, okay. I thought it was Chloe Dykstra who wrote a piece on Medium about that. Her piece on Medium about Chris Hardwick, who she never named. I mean, we all know it's Chris Hardwick. I'm just going to point out that she really tried to keep that. Well, whatever. Anyway, so
I mean,
if you're famous and you date someone famous and then you talk about them,
yeah,
it's like when people on Facebook who have mutual friends and everyone knows the situation, but then you still write about it in a quote unquote anonymous term, but everyone fucking knows what you're saying.
It's too real. It's too real.
Goddamn right, it's too real.
It's too real.
That's why I've been angry for the last month.
Like I said, irresponsible journalism, that was some bullshit. I kind of feel like when you're in a situation, if you're going to have the nerve to put shit out on there on Facebook or something like that and have like a post about something like that, you should at least have the decency to talk to the person first. If you have balls enough to be like, you were on some bullshit, at least tell me I was on some bullshit and then have at it.
But again, what we just said is what we were discussing earlier is oftentimes it's difficult to even do just that for anybody. You cannot. It's almost like you feel locked in there and you can't speak yet. So you end up writing about it for some people. You end up chatting about it for some people, and then once you got it out, you can be like then you can be like, all right, let's.
It only takes you one more step to CC me first before you send it out to the whole world.
There's a difference between chatting with someone about it. I mean, people on the show that are listening, if you've listened to the last couple episodes, I've been pretty fucking transparent with what I went through for the last few months. So it's not a secret. These guys, T and Anthony, have seen and been through this with me since the fucking beginning. They have seen conversations. They've seen my reactions to things. They know exactly how I felt. They know exactly what was going on with me the whole fucking time. But I didn't write any of that shit on Facebook.
Yeah.
That was between us. That was a private conversation. I didn't have private conversations with them and then run to fucking social media and write down all the shit that we talked about in private for everyone else to fucking see and judge and pick apart. Yeah. That's why I've been fucking angry. And because that shit was private and I got made to look a fool for shit that I shouldn't have. And then people want to act like it's all fucking hunky-dory, and it ain't.
I get you, and I hear that, and so like I said, that's that. But so basically, if we bring it back around is so that's why Aziz has gotten a little sharper, a little more right leaning, a little more like, you know what I'm saying. I'm just a dude out here trying to live his life, and here I am getting caught out here in a movement made to look as if I am worse than I am. People who all of a sudden like I always thought Aziz was on some bullshit because that's some shit I've seen.
And that's the one issue I have with social justice.
Yeah, is
that it has a tendency sometimes to take a fuck up and turn it into like the Holocaust, where like I mean that sounds extreme, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
like one slightly bad experience between two people like puts this label on people like they're just the fucking worst person ever because people go to that extreme so much. And that's why I don't ever want to classify myself as like I'm a leftist or I'm a rightist, because I think both sides fuck up in a way. My ideology is more towards being good to people, which is the general thought of being a leftist, but some of the actions are still exactly the same shit that the right side does that I can't ever throw my hat into that ring.
Now, so here's a move or whatever, a discussion about that is people who are already considered left leaning, when they fuck up, they rain fucking terror on the motherfuckers. Like, you were supposed to be a good one, you were supposed to be woke, you're supposed to know better, and you fucking up just like you was fucking up like they were. Because that's basically what it ends up being.
And this is what I saw on Twitter yesterday, because Sean King apparently is catching hell now for maybe stealing money. So it's like there's no even real proof yet, and like the pitchforks are already out on him.
Yeah,
but people always seem to be looking for reasons.
That's the second time they try to do that to him.
People don't like Sean King as it is. People still argue that he might not be all the way black. They don't like Sean King. They ain't gonna like Sean King. So anything that come up to where they don't like Sean King, they like fuck that nigga even more. So that's
baby nigga.
so I have come again. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, if already you on the left and you supposed to be woke and you supposed to be out here not fucking up and you supposed to already know how to talk and use your words and know that it is them they instead of she he at this point in time. Even though that shit is new as fuck and we all getting very used to it, and maybe we should all get a little pass because we're trying to become better people. It ain't there, and we ain't all there yet. They catch it. They catch it. they catch it even worse. And I feel like because we'll beat up our own more than we would other motherfuckers who really deserve beating up. That's how we end up with the fucking game show host in the White House. Because motherfuckers like Hillary Clinton wasn't perfect. And because she wasn't perfect, I can't vote for her.
Emails.
And it's like, kiss my fucking ass, dog. It's like the options here was the game show host who has on tape saying I fucking molested a woman. I was on her like a dog, like a bitch. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? On tape. But y'all still voted for that motherfucker. It's like, because y'all was like, she wasn't perfect. And so that's the problem I have with being the left of the political divide in this country right now, probably in this world right now. If I really just take a step back and look at it all, and I can understand your point being like social justice being what it is. But then here's the thing:
I think social justice, the thought of it, is a good thing.
When it is,
it's the execution of it that I have the problem with.
When it is high functioning, and they got the motherfucking machine working like it's supposed to. We get arrests made in situations where they need to be made. We get people knowing that of justice is necessary, and people have a better understanding of like, fuck, it's been going down like that in the community this whole time. I didn't even see that shit. Because that's another thing. A lot of people don't understand. They be thinking black folk been talking shit this whole time. They dumb for that. But now we all got these fucking mobile, film units in our hands. When that man who got kicked out of his hotel in Colorado,
it was Seattle, Washington.
No, it was Oregon. It was in Portland, Oregon. Forgive me, because he was talking on the phone to his mama. I guess louder than they thought so, and security come through and they kick him out of his hotel room. My ass was not gonna stay in Doubletree because of that. I was like, well, fuck the Doubletree. They fired them people after that. And I was like, there you go. I realized that is...
Stay at Doubletree?
I did stay at Doubletree. I realized that seems witch honey or whatever like that there. But the reality of it is if you call the cops on a black person in a non-emergency situation, you've escalated a non-emergency situation into what could be a matter of life and death.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And that is where social justice has been doing well. It is getting people to see and see some things maybe they just didn't know. And it's not like I want you to be anti-cop. No, I am certain there are officers out here who are on their game and doing their goddamn thing, but there's some who are not. And in fact, the officer in that hotel situation was like, do you need my help to help you get to a different hotel? And that man was mad. He was like, fuck no, I don't want none of y'all help. But the officer took it upon himself to be like, I am here to help you if you need me. So that officer already was in a good situation, but all he can do is enforce the law, which is you trespassing now because they said they want you off the property. Feel me? Social justice can work. Social justice will work, but social justice is new, if you think about it. Social justice is working how we work it because in general, social media is new. It's newer in the long run.
Yeah.
So that is why it is. Yeah, the pitchforks come out sometimes. But hope we'll get better at that in time. Right now, it is like, goddamn. It's like
that's why in this day and age, it feels like a small fuck up or a small misunderstanding becomes a social death sentence that you can't come back from. But that's why, like with Z's and Louis C.K. and stuff, I said that like it takes some balls to try and pick up the pieces and move forward.
So here's the thing. It seems like they can't come back from it, but if you looked at it, most people come back from it just fine.
Yeah, Mel Gibson's back.
People aren't ever done for. People aren't actually ever canceled. Mel Gibson's a great example. Never missed a fucking beat. Took a little bit of time away, was back in. And so it's like we think motherfuckers have suffered and can't do anything now. Like, oh man, woe is me.
I don't really think Aziz suffered so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he was touring, and I don't know what else he's been doing. But also, like I said, I didn't think his was like a misunderstanding. Yeah. It seemed like. Just not reading the room.
But it was still, if you just ran down a list of motherfuckers who you fucked up. And I remember when
well, like where's Kevin Spacey at right now?
Kevin Spacey just dropped a video on YouTube maybe 2 weeks ago talking about basically doing his character from what's the name of the show?
Let's Be Frank from
House of Cards.
House of Cards.
show I've never seen.
Kevin Spacey
is trying to come back.
It's trying to come back. Kevin Spacey, what's preventing Kevin Spacey coming back from? Kevin Spacey actually has a court case on his ass right now because of this shit. Mm-hmm. It's different than you put me in a
you're talking about court of public opinion.
Yeah, it's not court of public opinion no more. It's actual. We talking jail time for Kevin Spacey.
For Anthony Rapp?
His way. I don't know for who. I don't know. I mean, particularly.
I mean, Harvey Weinstein is indicted.
Yeah,
he might not come back because he might be in prison.
Yeah. So in some, but in most situations, it never gets that far.
But the guys who shouldn't, some of these guys shouldn't come back. Harvey Weinstein should be in prison though.
Yeah,
Roman Polanski should be in prison.
Yeah, so
Roman Polanski probably he's never coming back.
Yeah, he's never gonna come back stateside, and he'll die in Europe. And the reality of it was his ass is a racist.
Did Chris Hardwick get Talking Dead back and that shit?
Yes, because
and I wasn't doing that as a rhetorical question. That was I honestly didn't.
No, he did, and because of this, Chloe Dykstra has said multiple times, if necessary, in a legal situation, I have documentation to prove all of this. But I'm not going to just fucking let the AMC police come look at this shit just so they can kick Chris Hardwick off TV. She said, I'm not trying to interrupt his life. You want him to have his show? Let him have his show. And she left it be. Now, she swears that, like I said, if it come down to it and they're like, you want to see me in court, my dude? We can do this. I got the paperwork. But she was like, I'm not going to show AMC this documentation because they want to know if he really is an asshole or not. And so he got a show back, and he's fine, and he's just rolling. But guess what? Myself, I was like, I can't fuck with that. So I don't follow nerd shit no more. I stopped following him on Instagram and on Twitter. I left that shit behind because I was like, I'm taken aback by how much of this fuck with me. I am, and I know oftentimes women will say that shit shouldn't matter because you should be a better person. But the reality of it is a lot of who I am as a person is because I have a daughter. And I look at the world through those eyes. And I'm like, if some motherfucking nasty ass scummy person did something to my daughter, I would burn the fucking earth down. It just is what it is. I made my kid go she wanted to go to the skating ring tonight with her little buddy from school. And I was like, I text her, I'm like, what you doing tonight, little man? Nothing. I'm like, all right, you got to go to the skating ring with your sister. It's not that I want him to be with his sister. I just want his presence there. Mm-hmm. And he's getting old enough where it's like, you can be that presence. And so I am a feminist and a defender of women and so forth and so on. I was raised by a single mom. And so I'm very much of that mindset already. But having a daughter made it even more of a thing. Like I look at every motherfucking every person who has been accused of rape or molestation or anything like that. I look at them with even more anger or more vitriol than anything average. You know what I'm saying? And I know that, and it doesn't. I'm just not. Oh, look at he's so good. No, I'm not saying that, but I am saying I know what it really was until you have a daughter. That's what I call karma. You pray to God she don't grow breasts too soon. Kanye was dead ass right about that shit, and the moment they told me I was having a daughter, that line came to my head, and I've been that way since. So that's another thing for my perspective on these things. I got a daughter, man, and this world is trash about how they treat women and victims of these things because all of a sudden it becomes what was she wearing? It really does become that. People have literally gone to not going to jail. They have been that dude. What's that dude? Brock Turner. Brock Turner literally raped a woman and they caught him in the act, and he got 3 months community service. People don't get canceled for this, bro, because this country, this world, doesn't like women. And we treat women shittily. And so if I can not treat a woman, if I can be better and just be like, believe women, just that little step. I know it seems like, well, what about justice? What about this guy? What if he didn't? Great. That's why we have courts and things have to be proven if it goes to court. In most situations, they don't even go to court. They didn't get anywhere near court. It ends up being they settled out of court. They gave them dough and just caught that shit swept under.
I kind of feel like, in most cases, I am a believer of women. I'm a feminist as well. But that Chris Hardwick shit, just from reading that shit just came off as bitter to me. I mean, and like I said, in most situations, I'm like, With Bill Cosby, there's nobody in the world that I think is probably nobody. I don't think nobody's a bigger Bill Cosby fan than I was.
Yeah.
Nobody. And on top of that shit, I stopped fucking with Bill Cosby before that when I found out him talking shit about black people.
Mm-hmm. His colorism already had me like Bill Cosby.
But just that one case, I can't really. If I know anything else, I know bitter women. And that's the one case I was just like, some of this shit is legit. But just like with certain people, I can feel out, and I'm like, you might be right about this, but I'm gonna step away because you bringing some bitch assness to this. Like some of the stuff is you'll be legit about, like, oh, this person did this and this and that, and I'm like, oh, okay, you shouldn't fuck with them because of that, but you need to take responsibility for some of the shit you was doing in that situation. Mm. I think that needs to come into play too, because like I was saying, when you're in a relationship with somebody, be who you are 100% much as you can.
Yeah. Because
men and women change who they are to get somebody, and then after, oh, I can fart in the room with you now. Fart in the room with her the first date, man. Or be like, eventually I'm going to have to fart.
Yeah.
Or, like, just try to be who you are. Because it's always been one of my things about, like, changing who you are for somebody. Because that shit is... don't hide.
Yeah.
And I think the world would be a better place if you didn't have to hide who you are.
Another part of that situation, if we look at the Chris Hardwick situation, is another one of those age situations. He's a much older man than her.
Yeah.
She came into it very young, and may not just had the perspective necessary to date in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? I simply, just because I'm an asshole and I can't allow for Chris Hardwick to maybe she is just bitter. So I get that there's some possibility there.
Yeah.
I just don't fuck with it. That's just on me, man. And like I said, it's just again, it was literally from the moment they say, 3 stripes right there. That means that's a girl. Like, what is those 3 stripes? What are those 3 stripes? I don't even know. But apparently, that's how they know it's a girl. It's weird.
I remember my dad told me when him and my mother got married. He said he was taller than her.
Uh-huh.
He said by the end of the marriage, she was taller than me. And he was saying, like, not just emotionally and, like, mentally.
Yeah.
But also physically.
Yeah.
Like, she was still growing as a person.
Yeah.
So, we always are growing no matter what. So, things that you accept, when you first get to know somebody. And also, I've learned that over the years, the things you love about people sometimes end up being the things you hate about.
It really is.
So
it's a fine line between the two.
Yeah, it's a fine line. Like, man, she's independent. Man, this bitch always doing stuff by herself. So, like, just try to. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person who. I don't know. I try to be real honest about what I want out of life. Mm-hmm. Like, it sometimes one thing that bugs me about my girlfriend is, I know what I want all the time almost. Like, if you ask me what kind of pizza I want cheese pizza. Mm-hmm. Like, with her, it's kind of like she's very thoughtful, and I appreciate her intelligence. But she can't. She's always got her thing about thinking. So, just make sure that you're able to handle the changes when you meet a person. Make sure to, like, when, like, you're in a relationship, you try your best to realize that they're not going to be the same person as you grow.
And maybe appreciate that, because it's kind of dope when somebody becomes that much, in theory, better. You know what I'm saying? In some situations,
in theory, better.
In some situations, yeah, worse. But in theory, it's like, yo, the way your whole perspective has shifted. I ain't even look at the world like that and so forth. It's been real good to watch Vanessa grow as a person and recognize things in herself and in those who she around. Because then, what's real is I sometimes I had saw the bullshit early, but you can't tell motherfuckers that shit. Or if you do, they get like...
She's noticeably different than when I first... Well, we met her the same fucking day.
Yeah.
But the way she acts... She still has her personality.
Yeah.
But seems a lot more calm now than she was before.
And it's been a delight to watch that blossom. You know what I'm saying? And so, in relationships, maybe prepare yourself that the person you fell in love with and the reasons you love that person may not be the same reasons you love them later. It could be very different reasons that you love them down the line. It could also be reasons to be like, I probably shouldn't be doing this no more. And it was like when me and my wife, ex-wife we came to a point in time. It had been a bunch of bullshit too, but it also came to a point where we were like, this don't work with us. We don't work together anymore like we used to. And once we got there, and maybe about I'm gonna go with like maybe 6 months later, we were very cool. Not just cordial, cool. You know what I'm saying? And because we were done. We had gotten out and we had wrapped up our relationship. It was a sad ass day, and it stunk up the joint when we got divorced. Like actually, I'm talking about the actual in court, like we got them divorced. But then it's like, okay, well that part of it is done, but we still got kids to raise. We still got a life to live. Let's make sure we look out for each other, and we did. And it's interesting how it worked out that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like we knew our romantic relationship had come to a close, but our friendship was still there, and I feel like it was even better after the fact. And so, like I said, to be observant and watch people bloom and blossom and grow into people. And if you with somebody you feel like they not growing, or I don't know. I'm not trying to say you should force people into growth, because you can't force people to grow.
It takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I'm speaking from experience. I know. Shit, we've been doing this for almost 6 years now. This podcast, and I know I'm not the same fucking person that I was when we started this shit.
Yeah. There was a bitterness in your heart, I feel like, man.
There definitely was.
And it's been another situation where it's been a delight to see you shed that shit. And like and really just like it's like watching you take that fucking heavy ass gross coat off. Like an itchy wool blanket come off your back.
I sorry to interrupt you, but I don't think it was bitterness. I think
it's just the word I had.
It was defensiveness.
Okay, that's actually something where you were. Yeah, exactly. You shielded yourself.
It was right. More like you.
Well, here. Did I ever run down the whole thing about what happened? Like all the details?
No, but I didn't think you would want to.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now. So here's what happened.
Cliffhanger! Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.